Quercus acutissima is the sawtooth oak. This is not the largest of the oaks, but it is a fairly large tree, up to 50 to 60 foot high, and not quite as wide. Very rounded crown. This is very typical of the shape of the tree, from a young tree all the way till it gets fairly old. Starts out a little bit more pyramidal, but rounds out fairly quickly. The leaf on the sawtooth oak is probably not what you think of when you think of an oak leaf shape. It's a little bit unusual. It's a lanceolate-shaped leaf, which is a little broader than a linear leaf, but not quite as broad as an elliptical leaf. And this is in the red oak group. So you have bristles at the end. All along the side of this leaf, you'll have a hair or a bristle at the end of each one of the teeth on the margin. It's a deep green leaf, and you can usually see a contrast with the veins. Even on the top part of the leaf, you see this lighter mid-red and then lighter secondary veins coming out from that. All of the oaks have a simple and alternate leaf. So that helps that be easier to remember, because you'll have that simple alternate leaf on each one of the species in the Quercus genus. In this particular species, the fall color is kind of a dull brown. It's not really showy, and the leaves on most of the oaks, the leaves will stay on for a while. They don't fall right away, so you'll even have some leaves staying on during the winter, which some people find kind of unattractive, and it does make for a little bit longer fall cleanup season. The buds on the sawtooth oak are fairly large and kind of a little bit of a brownish red with a contrasting hairs on the bud scales. The flowers are monoecious. You have actually two kinds of flowers, but they're both on the same plant. The males are a long catkin, and then the females are just a small, kind of barely visible flower on the stem, and that is what produces the acorns. The acorns on the sawtooth oak have this really distinctive cap. The cap on the acorn has scales that curve back. So they come out, curve out, and then sort of curve backward. The stem is sort of a light brown, but then will mature to almost kind of a striped pattern, and we'll see that when we get out in the lab walk for this one. Then the bark is kind of grayish to grayish black, furrowed, almost blocky furrowed, typical of a lot of the red oak group.